Good afternoon at GeForce. Tom Ginn. We'll be right back. Good afternoon, Tom Ginn, GeForce. G is for gratitude. I've been doing this program now for about almost 2 years, and I believe gratitude is a foundational principle. If we embrace it, apply it in our lives, we make our life easeful. I believe it's the gateway to peace, joy, and love. And today, I'm really grateful for our guest. I'm really excited about this couple coming in. And I saw their interview on Ken Wall's program, and I says that people need to hear this message that they're going to share with you today. John David Mann is a co-author of more than 30 books, including 4 New York Times bestsellers and 5 national bestsellers. His classic 2008 parable, The Go-Giver, co-authored by Bob Burg, earned the 2017 Living Now Book Awards Evergreen Medal for its contribution to positive global change. And his wife, Gabriel Mann, MA, earned her degree in clinical psychology before going on to serve as an educator, therapist, corporate trainer, speaker, and coach. She's currently coaches Go-Giver marriage clients and leads the Go-Giver marriage coaches training program, training coaches around the globe. John and Anna have been dreaming about writing the Go-Giver marriage together for nearly 2 decades. And I just want to share that I'm really excited and honored to have them come in today, share with you their why around this book. And I'm going to bring in our guest right now. How are you folks doing today?
Well, excellent. Thank you.
We're so happy to be here.
Good. I'm excited for you. Today is a special day. I believe that, people are struggling in relationships as a whole, in marriage. I've seen it in my life personally in the past. Me being a financial coach and working with couples in relationships and seeing the behaviors, the stress around money and the conflict it creates. I see that as, I saw it for a long time. And I was perusing through your book. I believe what we're going to be talking about today are some really good nuggets to embrace, to build marriage relationships stronger. And so I'm excited to have you on. So, well, I think I'll just open it up and whoever wants to speak first. But tell a little bit about yourselves individually, where you're from, and what was the driving force to work together to write this great book?
My dear. I'll start. Okay. Well, I'm John. And of course, I write books. We know this. I wrote a book with, as you referred to this, Tom, I wrote a book with a friend of mine, Bob Burg, called The Go-Giver back in 2008. Actually wrote it back in 2005. So that's almost 2 decades ago. And at the time, I wasn't an author. I mean, I'd done a lot of writing, but I didn't have any published books out. So that was really the beginning of my career as an author, which is now what I do full time. And when Anna first read the first rough draft of the book, first very rough draft of the book in 2005, she said, this book is going to be huge, which as it turned out, it was. It has sold over 1 million copies since, but we didn't really know that then. She said, this book is going to be huge. This book is fantastic. this would make a great book about marriage and relationships. So she had the dream, the image of this book. She had the idea for this book way back before the Go-Giver, even existed, before it had even been published. So this has been, a dream we've had for close to 2 decades, and it's her doing. So I will turn the floor over to her.
Behind every man is a great woman. So it's your turn.
Yeah, I don't think she's behind anymore. I think behind every great woman there's a great man at this point, or at least there's an interested
side by
man.
side. We'll put it that way.
Yeah. Okay.
I was going to say, at least we hope there's a great woman behind a great man. John is a brilliant writer, and that original book, The Go-Giver, is a phenomenal book.
Yes.
And much of what I learned in my practice as a therapist is that people are hungry to be appreciated in life. They're hungry to be seen. The desire to be witnessed, to be seen, to be heard, to be understood is probably the greatest desire that we have. And so it's really the reason people made up to begin with. They fall in love with somebody. That person is just adoring them in that moment. That person is bringing flowers and taking them out to dinner and wining and dining them. And they can't talk. They talk into the night and they can't get enough of each other. And that ability to get reflected in the face of another is so powerful that it makes people fall head over heels in love. It makes people rush off to get married and plan a life together because they want to ride on that wave of this feels so good, I can't resist it. And yet the reality is that's an emotional experience when you first have that powerful attraction to somebody. But it isn't as, people move through life and somebody loses their job and then there's a miscarriage and then there's, problems with the in-laws and somebody in the family gets sick. As life moves on, that kiss of romance quickly fades and people can't find their way back. They don't know what happened. And, I've met many couples where one person will say, I don't know how to explain it. I'm just not in love with them anymore. And it isn't that they're not in love anymore. It's that the ability to keep that love alive has been tarnished by life. And the basic skills of how to keep the relationship moving and keep it built have not ever been taught on any venue. And so these 5 secrets are based on developmental theory. They're based on things that you actually needed as an infant and as a child that you still need today. And they're very, very simple. They're 5 behaviors.
Wow.
That's how we got started.
How long have you two been together?
Oh, we just met.
Okay.
And we met at the mall last week.
She picked me up at the mall last week. Exactly. Yeah, I was just strolling around. 25 years actually.
Congratulations.
And I'll have to add that for the first 10 of those, we were a couple, but we were basically dating. We didn't get married for 10 years is what I'm saying. So we took our time before we got married, even though we really knew we wanted to. So that's something maybe we'll talk about that later. But that was a significant development in my life to have that patience and take that time. But we were in love, for 2.5 decades.
Well, congratulations. 25 years. I'm celebrating 35 years with mine, Kathleen, and I'm blessed to have her in. So I'm grateful. I'd like to before we jump into the book and those type of things, because there's platforms around gratitude and that. What about gratitude in marriage? What's your thoughts on gratitude as you see it from your perspective?
Well, gratitude is actually at the base of one of our secrets very specifically, and that's the very first secret. And it's because if you are always in a state of gratitude relative to your partner and or you're looking for ways to be in gratitude, then you're always looking for the ways, you're always looking for the good things in your partner. You're looking for the things that you value, the ways that you really treasure them. And that's the first secret. The first secret is called appreciate. To appreciate is to really pay attention and to be looking for those ways that you hold your partner in gratitude and in appreciation. And then to take that and make it specific in words at least 3 times a day. Because when you do that, your partner gets something that they need at a very deep level, which is to be witnessed, to be seen by somebody in really authentic terms, to have somebody say, you know what I admire the most about you? I love the way you talk to our children. I just find it is incredible. Our kids are so lucky to have you. You're just so patient and so kind, and you explain things. And, you know, I just feel so blessed that you're the mother of our kids or the father of our kids. You know, it's such a simple thing to say to someone, but they go, whoa, thank you. You know, I mean, it has an impact. It doesn't matter how simple it is. It could be, you know, we had a client that, you know, he said, well, you know, he couldn't think of anything initially. It was really work. He was like, what do I appreciate about my wife? And he was like, well, you know, when I first met her, I didn't actually like salad, but she makes all these homemade salad dressings that are delicious. And now I just love salad. He goes, you know, he looks at us and he goes, but that doesn't count, right? It's like, yes, it does count. It counts, you know? It's like, who doesn't like to be appreciated in any way?
Exactly.
You know, it's going to jump in and say, Anna, something Anna said at the beginning of what she spoke about, that you look for things to be grateful about. Here's the thing about gratitude. You know, it comes upon us like a flush sometimes. It comes upon us like in a rush of emotion. Oddly enough, we often experience deep gratitude after some terrible event or catastrophe, right? You know, you have like a near miss, like, you know, your car almost hits you and you go, oh, and you experience this rush of realizing what you're grateful for. You know, the expression, you don't know what you have till it's gone. Often we forget about gratitude in the normal course of our lives. Only when something dramatic like that happens, that we start to count what we're grateful for. What we're talking about in the book is, and this is really key, is that you can make that into a practice. In fact, you need to make that into a practice. Gratitude is something you go looking for. It isn't something you wait to happen to you. It isn't something you wait for it to come and smack you in the face. You know, Tom, this goes back to you know, a lot of the things we have in our language. We say, I fell in love. Like it was a puddle I didn't see and I slipped and I fell into it. And that's often the way the experience of love is at first. You didn't expect it. You didn't plan it. You meet this person and boom, I just fell into this situation, right? But that isn't how love persists. That isn't how love lasts. And the same is true for what Anna's saying about gratitude. If you wait for gratitude to come and smack you, you know, it may be too late. You need to go looking for it. And that's what this first secret is of appreciation. It is take the time, and it doesn't need to be much, 5 minutes. 5 minutes a day. Take the time to just sit down, get quiet for a second, and ask yourself, what is it about this person that I adore? What is it about this person that I like? What is it about this person that impresses me? What is it about this person that I appreciate? And you can say, what is it about this person that I'm grateful for? Think about it. Take the initiative. Actually go hunting. We call it a treasure hunt. You do this little treasure hunt every day. Because as you do that, if you do it every day, and you may have to remind yourself, you may have to write a note in your phone, you may have to put a little note on the blotter on your desk, you may have to stick a note on the wall by your computer or on your computer monitor. You know, look for your treasure hunt, just whatever reminder you need. To take the time every day to go look for what these things are you love about your spouse. It starts to become a habit, and that's the habit we want you to start to have. That actually feeds love. It wakes up the love you had that Anna's talking about when you first fell in love. That's the practice of love, not just the event, you know, the smack in the face of when it first whacks you and, you know, like a 2x4. That's how you maintain it. That's one of the ways that you keep it alive.
Yeah, it sort of brought a question up that I was, what Anna said is that people want to be seen, heard, and do you care? And I think that's just not, you see them and you acknowledge them is so important. That's innately what we all need as human beings. And I think what you'll be sharing about marriage, I think it just carries over into relationships in general. Would you agree? Or
Oh,
Completely.
absolutely. Yeah, absolutely. These secrets are just as powerful in business as they are in your personal life. They're just as powerful as a parent as they are in your primary relationship with your husband or wife or beloved. You know, it's not something that, you know, only applies in this corner. People want to be seen. You know, when you see little kids, you know, they are groveling to get seen. Anyone who has grandchildren or children, you know, the reason that they will.
you're frozen up on me. I hope we're okay on our technology. Can you hear me? While we're trying to figure this out, I'm going to bring them back in, see if we have lost our connection here with our guest. While we're waiting for them to come back on, what I'd like to do is, share a little bit about how you can get their book. You can see it scrolling, the gogivermarriage.com. That's where you'll be able to get the book. So yeah, they just jumped off. They'll be coming back on, but gratitude is such a powerful thing. And what John was sharing is it's a discipline that we need to incorporate to make our relationship stronger. Like the great Jim Rohn says, that discipline is a thread of everything that we do, from our health, our exercises, our businesses, our relationships. The more disciplined we are, the more benefit that we get. So, this is the book. I'm just going to show this book here. You can get this book at the gogivermarriage.com website to learn more about John and Anna. So I'm just going to send another invite here real quick to see if they can get back on here. So there we go. Send it out again. So that's the thing about being live. You never know what to expect of what's happening there. So, but when they come back in, we want to talk some things about. They talk about it in the book. This is a great book. I would consider it as a workbook as well. It goes through all the principles that they talk about, the stories, the parables. That's how they've written this book, and they're pretty powerful. And we're going to come back in as talk about that. The love right here is that the love is a verb, like John was saying before we lost connectivity. Is that love is a practice, and there's 5 secrets outlined in these parables, these stories, and they're going to come back in. They're going to talk. They briefly talked about appreciating, allowing, and we're going to get into what that means in relationship, and growing. And there's believing as well. So, but we're going to be talking a little bit more in depth about those principles moving forward. So I'm going to check my email here, and I'm going to try to reach out to him here in a different way. There we go. Technology, can live with it, can't live without it. So Here we go. We'll just have to wait here for a moment. But, going back into gratitude, it's so important as part of how it's impacted my life. There's a great book out there that Gratitude Works by Robert A. Emmons. And it's really a book about doing that deeper look, that we take gratitude many times just on the surface. And it goes deeper than that. And when we can embrace that, it will carry over in everything that we do. We have challenges in life. Relationships can create different challenges. And so how we deal with them, look in the good, because you can't hold a negative thought and a positive thought in the same space. So I'd rather, no matter what the circumstances in relationship, marriage, find the good in the situation. Find the good that drew you to that relationship. Go to that place before you go and talk about the issues or the concerns that you have or the challenges that are going on in that relationship. And I think they'll be talking a little bit about that in more detail. So I'm going to check my email, see if they've gotten back to me here. So they have opened up the email, so we'll hopefully get them back in. So we'll just give them a few more minutes and go from here. So, but gratitude is such a powerful piece of what we can incorporate in our life. Being grateful that you have another day to breathe. Be grateful to influence and bring out the best in somebody else. Be grateful for the challenge you have, because every challenge we have also allows us to learn and determine what works, what doesn't work in a positive way. So we've got some people coming in. Our guests, we lost connectivity with John and Anna. Hopefully they'll be jumping back on and we can continue our conversation about this great book, The Go-Giver Marriage. As I stated earlier, John is a co-author with Bob Burg in writing over 30 books, The Go-Giver. That book was given to me as a gift from a colleague out in New York. When I read it, it meant a lot. I started applying those principles out of the book and as well. So, and then this beautiful couple has taken the time to write a book that has been in the making for nearly 20 years in their relationship. Beautiful couple. And we'll see what's going to be happening here in another couple minutes. See if we get them back on. I'm going to send them a message with my contact information and see what we can come up with here. So we'll see what happens here in a moment. But, gratitude, I've been doing this for a couple of years now, through COVID. And it's really been a blessing to get to meet some beautiful people, interview them, talk about their books. And when John and Anna come back on, we'll dive into some of these principles in more detail. So my apologies today that we have the challenges of technology. Got to keep a smile up as we go through this. With all said, I'm going to give it about 5 more minutes here, and we'll get them rescheduled, or we'll bring them on a little bit later. So turn on your notifications, and we'll just pick up hopefully a little bit later here this afternoon. So we're getting that call right now. Hello. Yes, sir.
Hey there, John Mann here.
Yes, sir. We have, we lost you on the internet. What?
You did. I am completely baffled. We've done over 100 podcasts. This has never happened, but our internet just cut out.
Wow.
And I've called the cable company. There are no outages in our area. Everything is functioning. So I'm going through the hoops that you go through when you try to figure something out. But we just both lost internet completely all at once with no warning. I'm so sorry.
Oh, well, that's, we just have to put a smile on our face that
Exactly.
that's what technology does. I've been just talking about gratitude, and I'm still live right now. So what I'm going to do, John, is why don't you try one more time to see if you can link in? If not, we'll just wrap it up and we'll reschedule and pick up where we're at. It could be maybe rescheduled today or whatever will work for you. But technology, so we just got to keep a smile on our face. So
it's the other side, it's the backside of all the wonderful things technology gives us, is that it can just suddenly mysteriously take them away, and you're powerless to do anything about it. So we're rebooting all of our systems right now, and they're slowly coming online.
Yeah.
And I'm not, I guess what I'll do is, do you receive a text at this number as well as a call?
Yes, I do.
Okay, I'll text you at this number in another 5 minutes or so, or less if it takes less, and let you know either that we're looking good, we're back on, or that we're not. And we'll have to just take
what I'll do is, let's do it this way: is I'm live right now, so the audience will have some understanding what's going on. So I'm going to end this piece of the broadcast. Okay.
Good deal.
You text me if you got connectivity again. I will jump on and send you a new link to the new stream.
Okay.
All right, we'll just go that route. So we'll see.
If not, we'll let you know, and we'll just take it from there and reschedule.
You got it. All right.
All right.
Okay.
All right, Tom. Thanks for your patience and your good cheer.
Thank you.
Bye-bye.
Yeah, we're gonna end the broadcast right now, and we're gonna see if we get them back on here. So we're gonna check on out. G is for gratitude.